Hello guys, I hope you all are having a wonderful weekend. Just want to wish you a hearty welcome to the channel. Today is quite windy out here. Almost looks like it wants to rain. The weather is nice considering everything, and you can see the trees there moving. It would have been even better, but just because it's so windy, it gets cold if you stay out long enough. Anyways, let's turn off the engine of the Roxor. I just came back from my drive, went for a short drive around, and got a couple of things I want to share with you guys today. Alright, so the riding season has begun already for many people, depending on where you live. Winter is over, and now it's spring, and people are just getting ready, tuning up their side-by-sides, tuning up their UTVs, getting new sets of tires for the season, taking off the cap depending on where you are and how warm it is right now, and just prepping their rides for the season. Same applies for motorcycle enthusiasts. Most of them had their bikes in storage, so they're pulling them out, doing the oil changes, doing the tune-ups for the season, checking the manufacturer's dates on the tires, and if it's beyond maybe 3-4 years, most motorcycle owners will change those and get a fresh set of tires. And that got me thinking about the hottest accessories for the Mahindra Roxor in 2022. This is by no means a very exhaustive list. It's just things that pop up to the top of my mind as we go along. Now, I will just start with some of the more popular accessories that people are outfitting on their rides as they get ready for 2022. The landscape, side-by-side landscape, has changed a lot over the past few years. If you go back 15 years, you would see a very different set of accessories that people would be looking at. But in 2022, a lot has changed, especially over the past, I would say, 3, 4, 5 years. And there's a lot of tech that people now add to their side-by-sides. Okay, first thing that people tend to accessorize their Roxor with would be a cap or some kind of protection system from the elements. That would include like a windshield and also the top of the cap. So those two are the basic, the barest essential that most people would want to add to their Roxor. So windshield and then also a top. There is a fabric top that's available, and then there's also a hard top. Most people will opt for the hard top. It's quite spendy. I think it's upward of about $700 or thereabouts for the OEM, but it's totally worth it if you actually stay for any considerable amount of time in the sun. One other accessory that people look for, and it's getting hot in 2022, is the headlight. So the OEM headlights are adequate, they're okay, but many people are switching to LEDs like these ones I have here. First thing, because they just tend to last a lot longer. The lifetime on these bulbs or the lighting system increases drastically. There's quite a bit of heat produced, but the construction methods that are being used these days ensure that the lights are more durable, and they're weather sealed, the DOT lights. You would see the same thing with the Harley Davidsons. Most of the newer ones have LED lights, headlights, and those sell at quite a premium because they're branded Harley Davidson. So that's one of a very hot hot accessories that people are getting in 2022. Now we move on. Other accessories that people get, you have the lift kit. There is one from Rough Country, and the one I have here is from BMF Rocks, and he's one of the early guys who took upon himself to get a Roxor, and he did all the engineering, risked his own financial he had his skin in the game. He put his money in it, and he developed a kit that works. So far I don't think I've seen anybody who has complained about his kit, and he actually has a video on there where he explains the way the kit was conceived and how it works. You can actually see the background and the explanation he gives. It makes a lot of sense. So lift kits are very, very hot with the Roxor, and now with Rough Country coming out with a lift kit, you have, I think Max Anthony has a kit, you have BMF Rocks that has a lift kit, and then you also have the factory lift kit for the Roxor that you can option your Roxor to have a lift kit straight out of the factory. One other thing that people outkit their Roxors with, a very popular accessory, would be the bumpers. So the Roxor comes with this bumper that wraps around, comes all the way out here, and it extends all the way out here and wraps around like that. So that bumper, it's very limiting when you put on bigger tires. So when you turn your tire, this edge of the tire will pull a little bit further ahead, and that would tend to scrape the bumper if you have the OEM bumper. So you have these shorty bumpers that are quite popular, and yeah, so you have the upgraded bumper with the stinger, in case you're going down an incline. This might help so the Roxor doesn't roll over. So bumpers are very popular. You also have the rear bumper that can be upgraded. The OEM bumper here, it's very flimsy. It's a very thin metal, and if you put a lot of stress like I did on mine, you can actually end up twisting that assembly. So yeah, bumpers are a huge thing. A lot of people change their bumpers once they get their Roxor. One other popular accessory, and by no means am I choosing just the ones that I have on mine, is that people they tend to add light bars. So the Roxor had an OEM light bar that would go on the rollover protection system up front, like up there, and that was quite pricey. I think it was close to about between $300 to $400. But right now, if you go to your local automotive shop, O'Reilly's, AutoZone, and even the tractor supply company TSC, I think TSC might have some of the best deals out there right now. They have very beautiful, well-constructed light bars for reasonable prices, but the only downside is you would have to install those yourself. The light cubes I have here, these mounts were fabricated by Max Anthony, and I don't know if he still has them available, but they work very perfectly for the Roxor. They come unpainted. You just paint them, and then you can mount your light on there. So I have these rigid cubes, and they work perfectly for my Roxor. So the light bars, light cubes, lighting, that's huge for the Roxor. All right, we continue. The other thing I want to talk about that people routinely add as an accessory to their Roxor would be an off-road kit. So what would that entail? That would typically be a high lift jack like mine, which I have mounted back there. You also have the option of mounting your high lift jack up front right here. If you look on some of the vendors, I don't want to say go to eBay first. It's always good to support your vendors who support the product. So check with some of the vendors. If you don't find any of them, I think some of them also sell on eBay. Then you can find the mount for the high lift jack. So that's a very popular accessory that I've seen many people have with their Roxor. It comes in handy in case you have to change a wheel. Since the Roxor sits so tall, you can put that on the bumper, lift up, put back on the back bumper, and also lift it up. For those that have a windshield, I have seen one of the big things that a lot of people request would be a wiper kit. If you go modding or you get anywhere where it's raining, you can have the glass fog up on you and then you can't proceed. So that is one of the things that a lot of people modify their Roxors to include. You can have either an electric wiper, and some people actually put the manual wiper that you can get from either eBay or AliExpress. You would think that cranking manually is it's just too much work, but I have seen that, you know, a couple of guys have posted videos where they're cranking and cleaning their windshield, and it seems to work, and it doesn't seem to be as crazy and tedious as you would imagine. You give a couple of cranks, you clean up your windshield, then you proceed until it gets foggy again. You slow down, crank, and then you can keep on rolling. So the last thing I want to talk about that people, no, not really the last but one, is that people add blinkers. Because many people buy the Roxor, then they realize within their jurisdiction they can actually take the Roxor into town as a slow speed vehicle, and then just for their own safety and the safety of other road users, it just makes sense to put blinkers in there. That way you can indicate what direction you're going as you travel down the road. So that's very important. And then the last thing I want to talk about that many Roxor, one of the hot accessories for 2022 that people should be getting, or people are getting already, is merch. Yeah, there's quite a bit of Roxor merch out there. So here you have the Roxor, the Roxor coffee mug. Here you have a compass on the carabiner, and then here you have the tactical bracelet. Roxor, they're all very well made. And there you have the Roxor t-shirt with they don't do anything stupid. So this make very good conversation pieces and very good gifts, especially if you have younger ones. They would really appreciate this for the boys and this for the girls. And the t-shirt you can give to maybe your parents or your significant other or your older kids. So those are some of the things I just wanted to show you guys that are really hot in 2022. And of course, don't forget, if you have your Roxor, even though you have the bed liner, hard caps carries quite a few accessories for the Roxor, including the cab, which I have right here. So I just want to thank you guys for taking some time from your Saturday to join me in reviewing the Roxor and the accessories that you can get for the Roxor. So let's hop inside and go for a quick spin. Time to jump in and go for a quick spin. Whew, so nice to be inside the cab. Time to roll. And it's amazing to think I'm still on my original battery. It's been holding up pretty good. Nice. Do a quick turn here. And I just want to thank you guys for joining me today on your weekend, and I will catch you guys on the next video. Bye for now.